We're moving to the area in this month. I was wondering if you guys have any availability, and if so, what the cost is.
We would be $2,430.
$2,400, is that for a 12-month-old or an infant?
That would be for a 12-month-old.
Wondering what your availability looks like for full-time childcare.
Do not have a consistent spot. They're about 2.5 years old.
Okay.
2.5 right now would be our guaranteed time frame. You're welcome. No problem at all. Hope you have a great day.
You too. Bye.
No one told me that daycares are like gyms. You can't just go on their websites and find out how much they cost. You have to go in, you have to do a tour. Like, why is that? Why can't you just put how much your daycare costs on the website? I don't understand that, because cost is going to be a factor in whether or not I'm going to be able to send my child there. And then also, why are we not talking about daycare prices more? Like, to me, it feels uncomfortable to ask someone, how much are you paying for daycare? It's like asking, how much do you make and what's your social security number? Like, why is that? I mean, the daycare I went and looked at this week is $550 a week. So what is that, like 28,000, something like that a year, which is more money than I made in my first job out of college. But I had no anchor of what the cost was going to be. And because no one's ever told me how much daycare costs. And that $550, that was an in-home daycare. Now they do a Montessori curriculum and it was nice, but I'm going to look at 2 other daycares that are centers because I wanted to compare, and I have no idea how much they are. They could be like, oh, we're actually $10,000 a week. Well, I don't need a tour. I don't need to take a tour of a $10,000 a week daycare. And people who have multiple children, how are you sending your kids to daycare? I mean, $550 a week, which is $2,200 a month for one child, a child that is 2, not even 2. Feels like a lot to me. I mean, we are in a place where we can figure out how to make that work. But like, if people have 3 children or 2 children and they're under 2 or all in daycare, like, how are people doing that? And also eating and putting a roof over their family's head. I mean, I'm just curious. Like, I would love to know the range where you live and how much daycare is, just so I can understand, because I don't understand why they can't tell us this on the website. It is 2025. Just tell us on the website. It's like, I mean, the same thing with gyms, right? Just tell us how much it costs before I go there. This is silly. This is just normal information. It's a flat rate. I don't think it depends, right? Like, how much does it cost? Just tell us. So if y'all could tell me, it would just help me better understand and wrap my head around daycare. But I mean, I know people said it was expensive, but I guess I was thinking it was maybe a little bit less than what I'm seeing. Or is $550 a week not that expensive? Again, it sounds expensive to me, but let me know. Please let me know in the comments how much you're paying for daycare, because apparently you cannot find this information out directly from the sources. You have to go there. You have to do these tours before they will tell you.
The daycare costs being so astronomical these days, I feel like a lot of 2-parent households are going to go down to just 1 parent working. And I know that sounds backwards, but if you really run the math, if daycare is costing the average family $2,000 to $3,000 a month, let's use a husband and wife as an example. If a husband made $90,000 a year, his take-home pay after taxes is probably around $75,000. If the wife goes, I'm going to go get a job for $50,000 so we can get to $140,000, that's going to help our family. But after taxes, it's only $38,000 more. And if your daycare cost is $2,500 a month, that's $30,000 for the year. So you're working 40 hours a week and commuting for only $8,000 extra for the whole year, $650 a month. I feel like the parents could work out, like, how do we downgrade our cars, or what do we do to make up that $650? I feel like a lot of parents now are going to figure out for just 5 years until the kids are in kindergarten how to have one parent work so they can save the money, raise their children, and then when they go to kindergarten, go get that job for 50, 60,000. Now all of a sudden they can start building wealth again. But that's kind of an interesting concept. I would break down your numbers and see if it's really worth it when it's all said and done, getting a second job, but also having to have daycare.
If I see one more complaint about the cost of daycare, I might just lose my mind. You guys are mad at the wrong people. Home daycares, daycare centers, and stuff like that, I get it. It's adding up. It costs so much to put your kid in childcare. I get it. But it costs us so much to operate it. People are going after home daycare providers or daycare centers and stuff like that, trying to claim that there's no way we could justify the cost that we charge for these kids and the care that we provide for them. You guys are just narrow-minded. You do not see what it does actually cost to operate and run a program. The amount of food that it costs us, just the total expenses to operation, as far as like your rent, your housing, your liability insurance, the academics, the supplies, the cleanup. Do you realize we work around the clock? If you're a home daycare provider, you're the cleaner, you're the chef, you're the caretaker, you're the business person, you're the CPA. You do all of that. So we work beyond that. Somebody that sits there and complains about the cost of daycare, but yet they have no problem going and spending $10 to go get a drink or a cup of coffee, or buy a $100,000 vehicle. But when it comes to the care of the kid, that's the first thing everybody complains about, is that daycare is so expensive and there's no way we can justify the cost and why we charge these rates. Well, you're barking at the wrong person. Find out why our expenses are going up. Why is it costing me so much to go to the grocery store and it takes 2 to 3 kids tuition to pay for daycare food? Why does it cost me an extra 10, 20% every year on all of my expenses, but you don't want us to pass those off? It's really easy to be upset and to be very thinking it's all the daycare's fault, but it's not. It's society. It's around us. Our expenses are going up, so the only way that we can actually still pay our bills if we pass that expense on to the consumer, just like everybody else is doing. So when you start ranting and making posts about how terrible your daycares are and nobody can justify the cost of what they're charging for daycares and the care of your kid, that is the most important thing to you. I don't think you can put a price tag on the care of your child. I don't know, but there you go. So drop in the comments what you think. Go ahead. Let me know your feedbacks on this because it's driving me crazy. These posts are everywhere. See you later.
Okay, here's something that most people probably don't really think about, because you're so used to seeing the elderly and maybe your own grandparents, the boomers that have their pensions, retirements, and you know that money's tight. They use coupons. They don't do much, but they manage. They get by. Most people going forward, especially if you're probably like under 50, you will never retire. Almost nobody will in the future. There's so many things that have gone wrong between the inflation, the complete removal of pensions. Even a lot of pensions that are out there are going to have trouble one day with the markets. You could talk about the national debt. You could talk about pending interest rates, but there's so much going on. I think Denmark, even over in Europe, they just pushed their retirement age to 70. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're basically going to have to push Social Security back. Nobody's going to get rid of Social Security. What they're going to do is they're going to push it back so far that you'll be dead before you ever get it. And it's because it's really an illiquid system. I think for every 2 people paying into it, there's somebody receiving it. The government has leached off of Social Security for so long. Then what they did is they attached the Social Security Disability Fund, which is, the last I checked, probably somewhere around 13 million people are collecting off of it. And that comes from Social Security also. So people used to get the full amount at 62.5. That's crazy inflation. And then even with that, you'll hear people say that, I can't live off of that. And what they do is they have another retirement. Like my parents, they're lucky. They did good. They were both retired military, and then they became teachers, and then they just retired as teachers. So they're basically both double retired, and now they get Social Security. My generation will get nothing. I did not work in the government. That's great for all those government workers out there that will get all those taxpayer pensions. But what about the rest of us that pay into it? Well, we're going to get nothing. I won't have a pension from a job because jobs don't give pensions anymore. And Social Security won't be there at the full amount at 62.5 like it was for your parents. You'll have to wait till you're 70 minimum. And by the time you get to that age, if you can hold out to 70 to try to get the full amount, they'll have pushed it back to 72, 74. The point is they need everybody to keel over because they don't have the money to give you anymore. The good old days are done. Inflationary pressure is still there, and it's going to keep going because your government doesn't know how to stop printing more. They don't know how to stop printing money, funding foreign wars, and doing things that basically destroy our dollar. And they just don't know how to stop. And the past 20, 30, 40 years of these politicians are going to have ruined everything for your generation and your children's. So it's interesting just when you think about it, like, what happens when you get older? What happens when you turn 50 or 55 or 60 and let's say you're in a job that has manual labor and your back goes out or your knees go out? Well, they're going to start making it harder, I think, to even get Social Security disability because, again, it's becoming an illiquid fund. So just what's going to happen to people? My prediction is in about 10 years from now, I know a lot of areas homelessness has increased, but I really think in about 10 years, you're going to see a whole lot of homeless people. And I think America is going to become this weird place that almost dystopian, where it's just going to basically be the haves and the have-nots. It's already there. The middle class is already somewhat eroded out, but there's still a little bit left. Most people are tapped out on credit cards, have almost no savings, and are paycheck to paycheck. I've made a video about that before. As of last year, about 2 out of 3 people didn't even have $500 in their account of liquid money in case something happens. So you got like 2 out of 3 people in this country that are basically a paycheck away from becoming homeless. Now, when the homelessness crisis starts to really hit, because people will lose everything, they won't be able to afford a home, won't be able to afford anything. This will also come if you have a major recession or a depression in the future. But as of right now, I'm just saying as your age, we're just only talking about your age alone. But what's going to happen to people when they get to that age where they can't work anymore? They're really, really struggling to work. Those days of retiring at 60 or 55, they're over. I don't think people pretty soon will ever retire. I think you'll have to work until you unalive, one way or the other, naturally, unnaturally, whatever. So, but I think a homeless crisis will come in this country in another decade. And I think it'll be a very, very strange place. You're just going to have people that have it, and then you're going to have a whole lot of people that have nothing. And there won't be much in between. That's just my prediction.
Auntie selling out, please don't judge me. It is very important for you to have some type of plan in place for when you're blessed to grow old. I literally spent Father's Day with an amazing father, and it showed. But I'm going to tell you something. All of you people who are young and you're going through life not being nice, you're going to get paid back when you get older. Here are 3 examples and scenarios of what happens when you don't treat people right. Number 1, if you grow old and you can't afford to live off your SSI, you have no pension and no retirement, it would be up to your children, grandchildren, and great-grands to take care of you. But not if you're not nice. Number 2, if you mess around and don't make good decisions for your 401k, you're going in a home. Number 3, make a plan.
Look, I'm an older woman. I'm 68 years old. I'm still working. I'm going to be working until I'm 70 at least. So I want you to take into consideration the elders in your life around you, whether it's in your family, your friends who have elders, your neighborhood who have elders, and of course in the workplaces around you that you go to or that you frequent. Watch out for the elders. We are tired. We cannot make ends meet, and it's going to get much harder for us. You know, just to let you know, food stamps that my husband used to get were like close to $150. They cut them down to $32, I think, something like 32 or 23, something like that. That's a huge stab. A dive. And, you know, he retired, so you would think that his thing would go up, but instead it went down. Think about that. And he's not capable of working, so he's not able to go out and get an extra job to supplement. So that means I have to keep doing it. pay attention. Good God, if you get yourself a loaf of bread and a dozen eggs, get some for them too. If you're at a restaurant and somebody is older waiting on you, and they're limping along because they're tired and they should be at home watching Price is Right, leave them a good tip. Have mercy on us, for God's sake, and go and visit us once in a while. I work with the elderly, and I am an elderly, and I have a husband who is elderly. And I gotta tell you, we need you younger people to step up and look at us and acknowledge us. We made the world better for you than what you're having right now. You think that we destroyed your world? Oh, honey. Your privilege of living in a world that we built up. As an old feminist, I distinctly remember being told that as a woman, I couldn't. And yet there are women in all those fields that I tried to get into that wouldn't allow me because I had TNA. Take care of us. We were your soldiers on the ground. Maybe not in the military, but in the culture. Take care of us.
Y'all, I just went today and got my driver's license renewed, my car tags renewed, picked up 2 prescriptions, and got a few groceries. To say that I'm completely broke now is an understatement. So I'm going to have to go home and start selling off my furniture to...
Just got paid. It's Friday night. I'm already broke, but it's alright. Can't go nowhere. My gas is low. It's alright. I get some more.
So
I just found out that Dollar Tree is going up to $1.75 next week. That means we need to load up on some drinks. If I'm going to get through life, I need an energy drink. Let's get pepped up. So many choices. Ooh, this Liberty Pop 3D energy drink looks really good. No freaking way. They sell Alani here? This is $3 at my Walmart. Watermelon Wave. With a name like Juvie, I don't know that I want to drink it. Sounds like a child. Oh, shout out to Logan Paul. They had tons of Prime energy drinks here. Not really the biggest fan of Rip It, so you guys can see what they have. And there was also Rainstorm. Peach is gross. Ooh, it was hard for me to say no to this one. I just wanted it because I had a deer on it. Then we have the G Fuel family. This had Sonic the Hedgehog. This one had this weird person. I don't know who it is. Does that say PewDiePie? Strange. This one was in a pretty pink color. It got my attention. Very bomb. Sounds good. And who could forget the good old Tetris Blast? And I'm not good with anime. So this little guy who looked like my brother. What's up, B? Oh, fun. Pac-Man. Why they gotta make these cans so cool? Ooh, some hype sauce. And is Mega Man still around? Awesome. And I've never seen this before. A Monster and Vans collab? And wait a minute. Isn't Liquid Death expensive? Like $3. These cans were huge. Should I have gotten one? Either way, you need to hurry to your Dollar Tree before their prices go.
Dollar Tree is going up to $1.75, and I don't know if I actually believed it or not, because I'm just like, okay, it's already $1.25. What else could happen? Like, how could it get any worse? So I got confirmation when I went in just to get my essential things. And one of the workers was just like, yeah, it's going up to $1.75 at the end of this month. I'm just like, are you serious? So I'm not happy about that. I'm sure that many other people who shop there on the regular every week aren't happy about that. I'm going to go online and look at all of the different items that I purchased today, where I can get them cheaper or even at the same price. And just see what I can find. I get my Dove soap from there. I get my makeup wipe from there. I get my panty liners from there. My sponges from there, because there's 2 Brillo pad, blue double-sided sponges. It's got that rough scrubby side and then the normal sponge on the other side. That's 2 for $1.25. That's really cheap, but maybe you could find them somewhere else. I don't know. So like I said, I'm not too happy about it, but what can you do? Inflation and everything is just going up, and it's just fucking ridiculous, and it just made me happy.
And I know y'all heard about Dollar Tree and raise their prices. Next week is gonna be $1.75. Bitch, listen. How many of y'all remember them days where you could go to Dollar Tree and it was only $1.07? The 7 cent is the tax. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had the 7 cent. Oh, go ahead, baby. Now you don't got the 35 cent. You're not getting whatever you want. Now it's gonna be 75 cent. You might as well just bring $2 with you just in case. Fuck that shit. Bitch, for real. No more $1.35. First y'all raised it to $1.25. You know what I'm saying? Then it was $1.35. Now it's $1.75. Bitch, it's not Dollar Tree no more. I told her earlier, I said they might as well just call it the tree. She was busting out crying, laughing, but no, for real, because it ain't $1 no more. Yeah, it ain't $1 no more. So go ahead and make sure when y'all go ahead and go inside a Dollar Tree, make sure y'all got $2, because this shit is getting.
So I know we've all been a little worried about Dollar Tree raising their prices from $1.25 to sometimes $1.75. $2, $3, $4, $10. But I do have to say one thing. I have found a few things in the $3 range that I think are fantastic. I bought them already. I'm going to show them to you. And if you want me to show you in the Dollar Tree more products on this, comment, yes, I want to see more, because I have found some really good stuff. Number one, I can't believe I'm saying this. These are $3 each. They're by Be Pure. These are incredible dry shampoos. I'm a hairdresser. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is illegal. But I swear to you, they are so good. I actually put it in my hair today. This is 3 days of not washing my hair, and I used the dry shampoo. Look at the volume in my hair. Okay, another hair product, though I've not used it yet, but it's a 5-in-1. It's compared to Tresemme. I'm not a huge fan of Tresemme, but for experimental reasons, I have to try it. It smells really good. So I'll keep you posted on this. This is also $3. I am addicted to face washes. This Citrine facial cleanser sounds so good. You guys know I love Global Beauty Care. So I have a feeling this is going to be good. It says it's refreshing. I smelled it. Delicious. Okay. Last but not least, just last for this video. If you see this in your Dollar Tree, buy it. Holy cow. It is so delicious. I think this is only $1.25, which I'm so shocked. Let me show you the texture. Okay, excuse the eyeliner on my hands. I was testing makeup, but this is what it looks like. It's a gel formula. It blends out thin and then it dries down really nice. Smell, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's a moisturizing post-shave serum. It says wildflowers, but it doesn't smell flowery. I can't explain it. It's so good. I did like a whole body shower and shaved everything, and I used this everywhere I shaved and on my arms. Oh my God. I'm about ready to leave and go buy 3 more bottles of this. If you take anything from this video, the dry shampoo and that post shave gel, phenomenal. I know Dollar Tree's raised their prices, but they have really stepped up their game. I was talking to a few of my clients and they said the same thing. I'm probably going to go. I'm off of work today. I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree today. If you want to see more, comment and I will take you through the store, because my Dollar Tree is up to their game. I'm not even lying. One last thing before I end this video. Can you tag Dollar Tree? Dollar Tree, hello, can you sponsor me or send me something? I've been talking about Dollar Tree for like 2 years now, and they don't know that I even exist. Come on now, Dollar Tree. Tag them, tag them.
I am a first-time mom. My son is 7 weeks old, and at 5 weeks, the daycare that we had lined up since April pulled his spot. She closed her doors. And so we have been put in a position to find new daycare with 6 weeks or less before I go back to work. And here is kind of my situation and my dilemma, and I know that I'm not alone in this. We just left a tour of a center. We've been touring centers and homes, looking at nanny options. I am a firm believer that all of these people, but before I kind of go off on a tangent, I'm a firm believer that all of these people in the childcare field deserve a livable wage. Bottom line. I will also preface by saying that I went to college. I have a very specific degree, and I make decent money, comfortable money. We're not living in a mansion by any means, but we're comfortable. And we both knew that having a child was going to be a financial endeavor. So when we picked the daycare, it was an in-home, which is relatively cheaper than the center. Both my husband and I felt like it was affordable. We were getting good care. It made sense for our family. So her closing her doors has been just very stressful because, as I'm sure a lot of moms know, finding care for an infant is very difficult. Let me rephrase that. Finding care with people that you trust in a facility or a place that is clean, you feel good about, is difficult. So most of the centers that we looked at, you are paying anywhere from $250 to $300 a month. No, I wish, a week. So that comes out to over $1,000 or just at $1,000 a month. So where I'm at right now is the places that have openings will cost me over $1,000 a month. And with my other bills, I am going to work to pay for my son to be in the care of someone else. Or you have your in-homes, which I know there are good ones. I know there are. But you have your in-homes where this one person has 8 to 10 kids. And I, as a first-time mom, am supposed to feel good about my newborn, like being in their care. I'm going to tell you right now, like, there's literally no way that I could do him plus 8 or 9 other children. So then, as a first-time mom, or mom in general, you worry about the quality of their care. And is he going to be in a container all day? And how long is she going to have him cry for? I'm okay with him crying, but, like, so I'm stuck between, do I stay home with him, feel good about the care he's getting, but then that's a sacrifice for my family. We are losing my income, and I would likely have to get a part-time job, which would mean that we'd still need childcare. And even the part-time you're only saving about $80 to $90 a month for him to be part-time at a center. They do that on purpose, obviously, but I cannot be the only mom who is facing these difficulties. Give up my career to stay home with him, maybe even for the first year, work just so someone else can take care of him, and then I pick him up and have 1 to 2 hours with him every night. That's horrible. The system isn't built for mothers. There's absolutely no reason why daycare is this expensive, and these workers are still not being paid a livable wage, and the turnover is astronomical for that reason. And there's no paid leave, no federal paid leave, and mothers are being basically put in a position to choose a career and foot the daycare bill, or leave their career to watch their child but also sacrifice their income. Regardless, we struggle. I go to work, he's cared for by someone else. I get 12 hours with him a week, and everything that I'm working for goes for someone else to raise him. It feels like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I know I'm not the first mom to experience this. I also know that where I live, it's affordable to live, and I know that people have it much worse. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with both options, all the options, and I've done my research. We've gone to at least 6 different tours at this point, and none of them feel good.